Hi, this is Regeline Sabat, also known as Gigi. You're listening to Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Kelly Haugh. Kelly Haugh is a certified holistic health and wellness coach, stress resilience and mental wellness trainer, nutritional psychology practitioner, certified life coach, speaker, author, and mental health advocate. Welcome to the show, Kelly.
Thank you, Gigi. I'm really happy to be here with you.
Likewise, it's such an honor to have you here today. Now, why don't you start off by telling us about you and where you are from?
Well, I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, but I have been in the Denver, Colorado area for 8 years. And I'm again, stress resilience, mental wellness coach, and help people with gut health. And I love hiking, I love horses, and spending time with my family.
Absolutely amazing. Now, tell us more about what inspired you to become a certified holistic health and wellness coach.
Well, it was a kind of a lifetime of things, really. But at the most recent would be I knew I wanted to do something more to help other people. I wasn't exactly sure what that was. I had actually considered becoming a minister, becoming a life coach. I wasn't really sure what was it I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to help people. And then about 6 years ago, I personally went through a lot of physical health issues, which were firmly rooted in stress. And after going through all of those, seeking out many, many experts, not finding the right answers, needing to kind of come up with the answers myself through a lot of research and doing different things. That is, after going through all that and then coming out of that and doing well, that's when I decided, okay, I want to be a health coach and help other people not have to just flounder through all of those things, that I could kind of lead them, guide them, help them along.
I love it. Now, what inspired you to become a mental health advocate?
Well, at 23, I had sudden onset OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And that was really, it was very debilitating for me. I ended up spending 3 months in bed. It could take me, it's hard to explain without a lot of detail, but it could take me 30 minutes to put on a pair of pants, which is pretty outrageous. And through all of those things I went through, is how I ended up, as I got better and better and better, again, I wanted to help other people not have to go through all the things I had to go through. And I really wanted to help other people. I wanted to help break that stigma of mental health issues. Just because I have a thing going on up here and I can't function the way everyone else can doesn't mean I'm broken. And just like you wouldn't tell somebody who has Parkinson's, stop that tremor, you shouldn't just tell somebody with a mental issue, oh, just get over it. Oh, you can get better. Oh, you're fine. Things like that. And so I really want to bring some light on all of that.
I agree 100%. And I love that you're raising awareness about it. Thank you. Now, tell us more about your book.
Awesome. Thank you. So I have a book out. I'll hold it up just real quick. It's called Mind Your Gut. And really, it's talking all about these same types of things. It's talking all about mental health, stress resilience, anxiety, depression, suicide. Talks about all of those. Talks about the gut and brain connection and how intricately they are tied together, and what a big difference having good gut health makes for good mental health, which is something I never found the answers on in my whole mental health journey. I had a gut feeling that there was something there, but all of the different specialists I saw for that, again, I found no answers, not any answers other than, the in the box answers. That was it. And so I ended up writing this book, starting and stopping many years. And then I really got passionate about finishing it a couple of years ago and brought it out in the fall. And it's really all about that. It's a little about my story and journey, my daughter's story and journey, that of my clients. There's a lot of really good, solid science in it, but it's very readable. I didn't want somebody to start reading it and then just be like, oh, I can't read this. It's over my head, or my eyes are glazing over, or something like that. So The science is in there, but it's readable. And then the stories are in there, so it's relatable.
Absolutely amazing. Now, tell us more about your personal journey that began over 12 years ago with your daughter's health challenges, including autism and seizures.
Yeah. So as you might be hearing, throughout my life, I've been through quite a few things that most people don't end up going through. And it's been many different challenges. With my daughter, it was, she's 14 now. And so about 12 and a half years ago, it's really when we discovered for sure that she had autism. And we also found out through a really amazing, he was an MD trained doctor, but he really kind of turned holistic and more functional medicine type. And he had a teenage son at the time with autism. And so he was kind of way ahead of his time, knowing that gut health really made a huge difference for kids with autism. And most kids had dysbiosis, which is way too many of the bad gut bacteria versus the good, and leaky gut. And so I first learned that from him. And when he first told me, your daughter has leaky gut, I'm like, what is that? What are you talking about? At the time, it was very unheard of. Where now, a lot of people have at least heard of it, even if they don't know what it is. And so I delved in and I wanted to research, well, what exactly is that and how can we best help her? Because we didn't want to just accept, what had happened to her and just, be like, okay, well, this is all we can do with her. We really wanted to help her the best we could. And so I really started researching all of that.
Very inspiring. Now, tell us more about your own health challenges that were rooted in chronic stress.
So my health challenges, that was my physical health challenges. It really occurred around 6-7 years ago. And the big thing that set it off was suddenly I had a gallbladder attack and I had to have surgery. It felt like I was having a heart attack. From everything I had heard about heart attacks, what I was experiencing, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack. And it turned out to be a gallbladder attack instead. And that was kind of like one of the tip of the iceberg type of things. And as I started researching all of that, because I was told various things from various specialists that didn't end up actually helping me. And so I had to go into the research mode again and kind of flounder through and figure all of that out as well. And really with my health challenges, they were definitely rooted in chronic stress. I pulled a lot of stress in from my life and things that were going on, but I didn't do anything to de-stress, to get rid of that stress, to unload it and let it go. And, I'm definitely here to tell people that if you're someone going through that chronic stress, don't keep going through it. It needs to be addressed and you need to do something better for it because it's really can end up debilitating your body.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, tell us more about the art and science of the gut-brain connection that you have mastered.
So, that really started back 12 and a half years ago with my daughter. And after figuring all of that out with her and through the first help of the initial doctor and researching more, I ended up figuring out that perhaps that was part of the answer I had been looking for all along for myself. And that was, when I had the severe OCD and the anxiety for 20 years and, 100 milligrams of Prozac, and I was on Buspar and Klonopin and Valium. I knew that there had to be something better, and I kept asking that question, there has to be something different, better, and more that I can be doing. And I was told by different specialists over and over, including psychologists, psychiatrists, neurologists, no, there's nothing more you can be doing. And I really just had that gut feeling there had to be something more. And, figuring that out with my daughter years later, taking that holistic approach with me and helping my gut health really did make a huge difference. for those anxiety levels, for feeling depressed, all of that.
Absolutely amazing. Now, what is your why that keeps you going?
Oh boy. My why is, I mean, it could be my daughter is one. And the other is just that I know I have gone through the gamut of things over my lifespan. So I can be a light for other people, so I can help other people so they don't have to struggle the way I did. You know, most people might only struggle with like one aspect of the different things that I have gone through. But whether it's one aspect or several, like I have had, you know, there's no need to actually flounder through all of that. And I'm here to help those people, lead them and guide them and just be right there with them, holding their hand and like taking those baby steps along to get them where they really want to go.
Amazing. Now, was there a time in your life journey where you experienced an aha moment?
Oh boy, there have been many.
Tell us about the one that sticks out the most in your mind.
Yeah. I think one really is, you know, with the mental health issues I went through, then with my daughter and the things she went through, then when you get to my physical health things that were more recent that went on, that was a huge aha for me. And it really was that, you know, having all this chronic stress and anxiety is going to end up debilitating your physical body. And you can't just keep pushing it aside. You've got to delve in and figure out what's really going on. And if nothing else, if you aren't feeling a lot better, there are certainly things you can do to actually help your body kind of trick your nervous system into thinking you are calm even when you're not.
I love it. Now, what brings you the most joy in your life, Kelly?
Oh boy. I absolutely love nature. I love being out hiking, horses, being with my family and out hiking. I love all of that. Aside from that, I really want to help other people experience those same types of things that aren't really, they're just putting themselves off all of the time. And I really want to help bring them along, you know, on that journey with me.
Very powerful. Now, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Absolutely. Well, for one, being mindful. And, you know, that's kind of a buzzword people hear, the being mindful. And some people are like, what does that even mean? But, you know, I really like to help people with kind of their mindset. And that is, you know, tuning into like, what are your thoughts throughout the day and how are you feeling? You know, for my clients, I definitely have them set a timer for 2 or 3 times during the day, or checking in at a certain period and just figuring out, you know, what are my thoughts right now? Because if you aren't purposely tuning in, you may not even realize, because a lot of our thoughts, 90% of our thoughts really are, you know, unconscious, our old beliefs, all these things we've got running in the back of our head. And if we aren't tuning into that, we may not even notice it. And so really tuning into that mindset and that mental chatter and seeing what is it. And that way, once you've tuned in and you've actually noticed it, you can choose different thoughts.
I love it. Now, tell us, what does Mind Your Gut truly mean? And how did you come up with that title for your book?
It actually has kind of, for me, it has several meanings. And that's why I ended up choosing it. So you want to be mindful of your gut. You want to be minding your gut. That's one. You want to mind your gut being if you're not paying attention to your gut and you're not treating it well and you're not actually having good gut health and, you know, helping build up all the good gut bacteria, and you have more bad, your gut is actually sending thoughts to your brain all day long. Your gut sends thoughts to your brain sends down to your gut, and it's a bidirectional thing. And if you're not tuned into that and you have no idea about it, then your gut isn't going to be correct, which means your mental state isn't going to be correct.
I love it. Kelly, thank you for being a guest on Walk With Me podcast. Now, where can the audience find you?
So they could go to my health coaching site, where I help people with stress resilience, anxiety, and gut health issues at manifestnaturalwellness.com. Or if they'd like to get a copy of my book or get my energy guide, that's mindyourgutbook.com. And they can order a book on there, and I will personally autograph it and send it to them.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Kelly at manifestnaturalwellness.com and grab a free copy of her book, mindyourgutbook.com. And Kelly, thank you again for being a guest on Walk With Me podcast. You have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.